Welcome to My the Asshole podcast. Let's get into it. Today is Patreon Day. Oh man, it's good to be back on another Friday for you guys. As you may have noticed, we got a beautiful new PC. Like, that motherfucker took me forever to build, and I did not think I was going to have an episode for you guys this Friday just because I was building my new PC, and I'm like, oh my God, nothing is working. I was troubleshooting and doing so much. Oh, goodness gracious. But we finished the PC. It's done. And I was able to give you guys an episode for today. So let's get into today's thread for the Patreon episode. And this is actually the free Patreon episode. Yes, today is the free episode. This is January's free episode on Patreon. So hopefully you guys enjoy this episode and it turns you into a patron, man, because we love having new patrons over here. So, yeah, man, if you want to become a patron and you're enjoying what we do over here, go ahead and hit that subscribe. $3 a month, man. All right, but let's get into the the thread. What is the most common lie wives tell their husbands? All right. I don't want the last piece. You can have it. Facts, fam. Oh my, you have no idea how many times me and my significant other will be like out somewhere eating, and she always wants to get dessert, which I'm like, that's cool. I don't, it's all good. So we get a dessert and, I'm eating off of it. And then I'm just like, oh, you can have that last piece. She will split that piece in half and then leave it. And I'm like, what are you doing? I told you can have the last piece. She's like, no, you have that piece. And then I'll split it in half and then she'll split it in half until it's like this little tiny micro piece and we're still splitting it. It's low key kind of cute. I ain't gonna lie to you, but sometimes I'm just like, eat the fucking last piece. Yeah, hey, it's understandable. Oh, it doesn't have to be done straight away. Facts. Because, man, I've been caught in that lie so many times. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been times where I'm like, she'll be like, oh, can you do this? I'm like, oh, yeah, no problem. Do you need me to do it now? Or, can I wait a little? And she's like, oh, you don't have to do it right now. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm finishing something up. And then she's like, you still haven't done it? Oh, fine, I'll do it myself. And I'm like, wait a minute. Hold up. I didn't say I wasn't going to do it. I'm just still getting something done. And I know the ladies out there are just like, no, it needs to get done now. And I'm like, facts, fam. Facts. Ooh, I am fine. Oh, because she's not. You know it. She is not fine. She is pissed. She is pissed. She is like, yo, fuck that. Yeah, bro. Whew. There is enough space in the closet for both of us. No, there isn't. There never isn't. I mean, weirdly enough for me, I actually have more clothes than my significant other, which is kind of crazy. And it baffles me a little bit because I'm just like, what the fuck? Why don't you have a lot of clothes? But yeah, weirdly enough, I have more clothes than her, and I don't really clothes shop like that. A lot of times it's just family members buy me stuff, or I'll get things for like birthdays or Christmas and things like that because I don't really want anything like material. I'm just like, no, there's no like electronic I want or anything like that. And then they're just like, oh, well, do you need pants or do you need shirts or whatever the case may be? They'll do kind of stuff like that. So, but yeah, that for me, nah, but I understand there are guys that their girl has way too many clothes. I won't even go down the plant aisle. I have no more room for plants, so don't worry. I will come home only with the listed items. Do you see plants anywhere on the list? No, so no plants. I'm not even thinking about plants. He's never mad, just disappointed. Okay, this is my significant other, but it's not with plants. It's just anything at Target, if I'm being honest with you. And I'm just like, do you really need that? And she's just like, yeah. And I'm sitting there just like, you sure about that? And she's like, yeah, I am sure about that. I need it. And I'm like, I don't think you do, though. You know, I really don't think you need it. And she's just like, I do. And I'm like, you sure about that? Yeah. For her, it's anything at Target, bro. Fucking anything at Target. It's ridiculous. I'm just like, all right, man. Sometimes I just give in and I'm like, fuck it. Just grab it. Just take it. It's fine. I always ask my wife if I am the only one she's ever been with. Yes, she says all the others were 9s and 10s. What? What? I don't get that one. He asks his wife if he's the only one that she's been with. She says yes. All the others were 9s and 10s. Okay, I'm gonna move on from that one because I don't really get it. More serious, but if I know something is important to my husband, I don't care at all. I will white lie about it. Like if he asks, can you tell the difference in my ab muscles? I have been doing a new routine. Even if I can't tell, I'll tell him that I can totally see the difference. I think men do this with their wives too. Yes, I love your new haircut. Facts. But see, the thing is though, you could tell your dude the truth and he won't get mad. But if you tell your wife the truth, she gonna get mad. She'll be like, what the fuck? Oh, I don't know. Is that what your hoes are doing? I can't stand that one. Oh, is that how your hoes dress? Like, no, it's not about that. It's not about that. It's I'm telling you the truth, and then you can kind of use that and then make it a little better. But you know, a lot of women don't see it that way, and you know, and they're just gonna go straight to the your hoes, and it's just like, all right, man, whatever, fuck out of here. Nothing is wrong, bruh. That means something is wrong. You know? That means she is just like, whatever you did is
wrong.
Like, bro, she mad. She's pissed. I would say she's pissed, but she is mad because something is going. She feels like you're hiding something. You know? And you're just like, what's wrong? You know? And she's like, nothing is wrong. That means she's just like, nigga, you hiding something from me and I know it. And I know either that or I know what it is and you lied to me about it. Ooh. It's one or the other, man. It's one or the other. It's like either, you know, she is like, she's mad and, you know, she knows, she like, she knows that you know, either that or you lied about something and she knows that you lied. I love managing our social calendar and reminding you it's your mom's birthday tomorrow. Okay. All right. I didn't know that was a lie. I guess it's a thing where you could kind of take that into account of like, I don't like it when that I have to remind you about things. I think this is just one example, but it's like a bunch of things for this guy. It's like, you know, I have to remind you to do this. I have to remind you to do that. I have to remind you that it's this. I have to remind you that it's that. I just hope for this man's sake that he doesn't forget the anniversary. Woo! If he forgets their anniversary, bruh, it's over. That nigga's dead. That nigga's dying. Because, bruh, that's a huge one you cannot forget. That is a huge one. If you forget that one, good luck, bro. Good luck, man. You ain't getting out of that doghouse for a while. I love this one. It was on sale. Translation, it was for sale. Facts. Just like I was saying, my significant other, she loves Target. And every time we go, she wants to get the dumb shit. And I'm just like,
You sure about that?
and she's like, yeah, look, it's on sale. And I'm like,
You sure about that?
because it don't look like it's on sale to me. Oh, facts, man. Facts. Oh, the big dreaded I don't care where we eat. Oh, man. Because then it goes into the whole, I don't care where we eat. Okay, cool. How about we go here? Nah, we had that like the other day. Okay, then how about here? No, I'm not really feeling that. All right, well, then what about here? Oh, well, we usually don't like that place or something, or the last time we went there I didn't really like it. I don't know what to get. Oh, and you're just like, woman. And then you're just like, well, where do you want to eat? And she's just like, I don't know, you pick a place. And it's like, what? You know what I mean? I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, huh? What is going on? I named off all these places, and then you gave adequate reasons why you don't want to go to these places. So I'm like, cool. Then where do you want to go? And she's just like, oh, I don't know. You pick. And it's just like,
stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, come on, baby. Oh my God. If my wife says don't worry about it, I'll handle it, I know for a fact that I better be worried about it and that I better be the one to handle it. Oh, facts. Facts, fam. Facts, because, if she has to do it, you ain't going to hear the end of it. The end of it. Every time something comes up, she's going to be like, I have to do it because you didn't even do, if it's like take out the trash or something, it's like, and you're like, oh yeah, I'll get it. And then she's like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll handle it. You better get the fuck up and do it, because if she has to do it, then she's just gonna be like, oh, he couldn't even take out the trash. Oh, he couldn't even do this. Oh, he couldn't even do that. She will never, and I mean ever, let you live that shit down. It is the worst. Man. No, I'm not upset you forgot to do the dishes. I'm always upset, but it doesn't do any good to fight over it. He is forgetful, but at least he rarely needs to be reminded twice. It goes back to the one where it was just like, it doesn't need to be done right now. My biggest thing is I tell my significant other, look, if you need me to do something at this moment, say that. Just say, hey, I need you to do this right now. And then I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to put some urgency on it. You know what I mean? But if you're just like, hey, can you do this? I'm going to be like, cool. I'm going to get to it when I get to it, But I mean, if you're like, oh, I need this done now, then I'm like, okay, cool. I'll put some urgency on it. That's just how I feel about that, because it's like, for a guy, we look at it like, okay, if she asked me to do something, got you, baby, it's on the list, but I gotta complete all these other tasks, because that's just what I'm working on right now, and I'm just trying to get one thing done at a time. And so then you see it and it's not done yet, and I'm over here, I've done already like 4 different things. It's like, if you needed me to do it now, I can bump it up the list. I got you. There's no problem. But if you don't tell me that you urgently need it done, then I'm kind of just like, I'm going to put it at the bottom of the list and I'll get to it when I get to it. So, that's just how I deal with that. I look at it like, babe, just put some urgency on it. If you need it done now, tell me you need it done now. If you just need it done, I'll get to it when I get to it. So, that's how I handle that one. It didn't cost that much. Now, luckily for me, I don't have that problem with my girl. She has that problem with me. If I'm being honest with you, she has, and she looks at me like, really, nigga? Like, do you really need that? And I'm just like, I'm over here like justifying it and shit. And I'm a culprit of that. I will. take responsibility. That is me, and it's not her. All right. She doesn't really spend money like that. She's just not like that. And I love that about her, if I'm being honest with you, that she doesn't do that kind of stuff. But me, I'm a materialistic girl, you know. But yeah, I'm the type of dude where I'm always buying stupid shit, if I'm being honest with you. I do. I return a lot of stuff, I ain't gonna lie to you, because she'll try to she'll make me justify it, and then once I say it out loud, I'm like, you know what, I actually don't need this, and then I return it, and she's just like, I'm like, but I mean, come on. At the time, it made sense. She's just like, it never made sense, babe. I'm like, okay. You know, and I love that about her. You know, she keeps your boy in check, you know, and she's just like, look, man, you know, like, you stop buying stupid shit. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm going to stop buying stupid shit. The dreaded, I'll get ready in 5 minutes. 5 minutes means 35 minutes. All right. You know, you have to take whatever they say and add 30 minutes to it. Facts. Because that happens every single time. Like for me, I don't get ready until she's almost done. You know, like when I see like she's almost done, then I'm like, cool, okay, time to get ready. Because I know for a fact, if I get ready, I'm going to be sitting there looking sexy for the next 30 minutes, going nowhere. And I'm just like, girl, come on, you know, I'm ready to go, man. Like I'm wasting all my smell good. You know what I mean? Like, damn, I want to walk out the house smelling delicious, but you know. All right. I had Kohl's Cash or an Amazon credit. This is my mom. This is my mom right here. My mom is like that all the time. She has like all the credit cards for all the little stores and stuff. Kohl's is her big one though. Oh my God. Whenever I do like Amazon returns and they give you little coupons, I be giving her the coupons, and her boyfriend be pissed sometimes. Her boyfriend is just like, really, babe, did you really need that? And she's like, oh, but it's soft, and you know, we could put it on the bed and do That's my mom, bro. That is my mom, man. Oh, 100%. 100%. She be out here doing that. She be using my Amazon credit though. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, you suck, because we share an account, and I'm just like, you suck. that was my $40 credit. Like, what the heck? Ooh, whatever. Go ahead, have fun. Oh, yes. If your girl is sitting there talking about whatever, go ahead, have fun, it's like, stop now and think about your next move, because you on thin ice, my guy. You on that thin ice, my guy. You know what I mean? I mean, it depends on how your girl says it. You know, if she's just like, well, I mean, if she says, go ahead, have fun, you know, that... But if it has the whatever in there, then you know she's pissed. If she says whatever, go ahead, have fun, then yeah, you're in the doghouse. If she says, you know, go ahead, have fun, like just go ahead, have fun, then, you know, it's like, okay, all right, cool, we can kind of work that out. But yeah, the whole whatever, go ahead, have fun, you better watch yourself. Yeah, man, you better watch yourself. Ooh, the dreaded I'm not hungry. Every single time. She's like, I'm not hungry. And I'm like, cool. I'm going to go get some food. She's like, can I have a fry? Can I have a bite? And I'm like, bitch. I'm like the Key and Peele skit, you know. I'm just like, man, I said, bitch. Oh, man, because I'm like, bro, I asked you. I offered to get you some meat. I've learned now, though, because, you know, her and I have been together for like 5-6 years now. I've gotten to a point where I always buy extra fries. Always. I always buy extra fries. Like, if I go and I get a burger and fries, I'll say, can I get another fry? That way, when she's just like, oh, you know, ooh, what did you get? I'm just like, I got you fries. Here, shut up and go eat them. Because I already know it's gonna be a thing where she's not hungry, but then she gets that sweet aroma of food up her nose, and then all of a sudden, the tummy's gurgling, and I'm just like, here. And she's just like, oh, thank you. How did you know? And I'm like, bitch, because we've been together for 5-6 years and you've been doing this shit. And, like the first few years, I fucking hated it. Yeah, man, that shit pissed me off all the time. And then I was just like, something clicked in my head. I'm just like, she does this every single time. You know what I'm going to do? Is I'm going to start getting extra fries. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get an extra fry. And the moment she asks, I'm going to have that shit lying in wait. And I'm going to just be like, whoop, bam, here, eat, go, fuck off. Like, goddamn. Happens every time, man. Happens every time. No, everything is fine. I'm just tired. I'm really just overwhelmed and disappointed, and you'll have an emotional breakdown or fight with me if I discuss everything with you, so it isn't worth it. Oh, shit. That's from a woman, I mean, a lot of times if she does say that, it's that she wants to talk about it, but just not right now, and I think that is good for a multitude of reasons, because you can kind of walk away, and if she's like, no, it's fine, everything's fine, I'm just tired, and it's like, okay, you walk away, think about it a little bit, compose yourself, get your thoughts together, and then come back to her and just be like, hey, because a lot of times you put a little thinking power to it a little bit, and then you're kind of just like, I know why she's mad, or I know why she's disappointed, or I know why she's overwhelmed, or whatever the case may be. And then you can kind of come to her and be like, look, I know that this is overwhelming you, or I know that this is the problem, or I know, what I mean, this is what's going on, whatever the case may be. And then it just allows you to be like more understanding on her end. She's going to look at you like, oh my God, you get it. And it's just like, yeah, because I took a fucking second to actually think about shit. I'm just saying. So facts, man, facts. I get that one. We need to translate. Translation. You need to. Oh, but see, yeah, I get that one. Facts, because a lot of times that's what they're saying. That's what they mean to say, but they don't obviously want to hurt your feelings or like put you into defensive mode. So they kind of say, oh, they make it like inclusive kind of thing. So facts, understandable. I got this yarn for free. Huh. I mean, to me, that kind of is red flag, because it's like, what do you mean you got it for free? Like you got something for free? I don't know about that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, a lot of them are the same one. I can't open this jar. Sometimes I think that women do this on purpose, where they can open the jar and they know they can, but they just want to see their man open it. You know what I mean? Like just their man doing something, I guess physical. It just like gets them a little bit, and they're just like, ooh, they're just like, ooh, he's opening that jar, I think that's weird, and like us men, we're not gonna ever understand something like that. But for women, I can see how that would be attractive to them. You know what I mean? Where they look at it and they're just like, open that jar. God damn. Facts. I could see that one. I could definitely see that one. Oh, man. All right. That's going to end today's thread, man. Thank you guys for being a part of the thread. Dude. That was a good one. Where I want to say, yeah, next time, in the future, we'll probably do the reverse of what do husbands what are the most common lies husbands tell their wives? We'll do that one in a later date. But yes, on to the announcements. Thank you guys so much for being here, man. This is our first free Patreon episode of the year. Let's go, baby. So like I said, this one is every month I'm going to do one free Patreon episode for you guys, just so you guys, it's just something I can give to you guys. You know what I mean? You have an extra episode, and I love that. I am going to make this an audio listener episode as well, so that way you guys you don't have to go to the Patreon. If you're an audio listener, you're actually going to be listening to this episode. And yeah, man, yeah, dude, I want to do something where I'm giving back to you guys. I'm not, like I said in the New Year's episode, the podcast is not really in a financial spot where I can actually do something like that. So, I'm going to start with this, start with something small. And then when I get to that point and I'm able to do that, I'd love to do giveaways and other exciting things to kind of, give back to you guys. But, one free Patreon episode a month, and you guys can check it out. And, you guys might be like, oh, these episodes are a little juicy. I like this. So, you know what I mean? You never know. But, yeah, you guys are on Patreon. So, with this being a free episode, though, patreon.com/Am I the Asshole podcast, $3 a month, and being able to write in your scenario or story or whatever to be featured on the show. And without further ado, let's just get into the scenarios, man. At this point, I'm just kind of rambling. So, am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend he's going too far with our sex life? All right. I, 19 female, am now kicked out of my boyfriend, 24 male's house. I was kicked out for telling him he's going too far with his kinks during sex. So my boyfriend has always been of the more kinkier guys I've gone out with. He likes all type of that funky shit. You know what I mean. Me, on the other hand, I love soft vanilla stuff. So we've always had a sort of problem agreeing on set of boundaries. He has always kind of crossed them. He was always very sensitive on the topic, getting very defensive if I ever said that I'm not into one of his kinks. So one night we were doing the deed in our bed and everything, just soft, nice stuff. And then he just starts grabbing my waist and speeding up entirely. He became very rough and it started to get sore, her vagina. I told him to stop, but he kept going faster and rougher. I then had an orgasm and asked him to stop now and go gentler, but he kept pounding so hard until my legs started shaking and tears streamed down my face. And most girls would be like, yes, this is the shit right here. Woo, but I guess she don't like that. All right. I yelled at him to stop and tried to claw him off me until he finished right in me. He then pulled out and sat on our bed. I looked at him horrified. I started yelling at him, and then he told me that it's a new kink he wanted to try out called orgasm torture for me. I've never heard of it, and I did not like it. I told him he went too far, and he told me that if I didn't like it, I could get out because it's his home and he does as he pleases. I started cussing him out and making fun of his kinks, his kink things, and he clearly got very upset by that and dragged me out of the house. Wow. I'm currently staying at my mom's house and I still haven't told her what happened, but I think I could have taken him try out new things more nicely. Am I the asshole? Okay. You're probably not going to like this one, but yes, you are an asshole. Huge. Reason being is because I get what he did was something you didn't like. I get that. But you didn't have to, yell at him and kink shame him and, you know what I mean? And do all of this stuff. You could have just talked to him and been like, hey, I don't really like that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm all for trying your kinks and things, but at least let me know before we do it. You know what I mean? Like, you could have came at him in a way of communicating. Now, you know, honestly, the way he handled you was like a fucking man, I ain't gonna lie to you. All right? That nigga ain't no simp. He said, bitch, you can get the fuck out of here if you don't like the way I slang penis. You know? And that's just the way it is. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like you want to do all these things and not expect him to kind of get pissed off about it. You know, my biggest thing is I think you are the asshole because you could have easily just told him, hey, you know, you could have at least told me that's what you wanted to do, or, you know what I mean? You know how I like to have sex. So why didn't you at least let me know? Just, you know what I mean? You could have easily had a comment, but you didn't. You went straight to being mad at him, kink shaming him, and, you know, making him feel bad about his decisions, and so on and so forth, whatever. So, yeah, I personally think you are the asshole for that because that's kind of fucked up. I ain't gonna lie to you. It is. It's kind of fucked up, you know. But that's my 2 pennies. You guys let me know what you think about that. On to the next one. I almost made the worst mistake in my life. Wow. I, female 17, was at a friend's house with our friends. Yeah, I was at a friend's house with our friends. We were like 5 in her house. We got high and drunk. And in the drunkenness, I ended up calling up a guy, 19 male. I knew was a shitty person. Even my friends know him since them and him are friends. But at the one thing I wanted was my first kiss from someone I didn't care who. He said he'd be there, but he didn't like at 1 a.m. Most friends went home and the owner of the house was passed out. I stayed with her so I could wake her up early while I was sitting on the ground. I ended up calling him. Then after 30 minutes, he came with what I saw from the window, a car full of other guys. The second he entered, he kissed me and was trying to touch me in places I wasn't comfortable with. Even though I was drunk and high, I made it clear I don't feel comfortable with him touching me in those places. He then took me to the couch and put me on his lap and kept saying, it's fine. I just want to make you feel good. And why are you acting like this? After a while of kissing, I felt his hand try to go up my shirt and I got off of him and told him never mind and just go. Then he kept trying to pull me back to kiss him, but I told him to go. Then he went and I instantly regretted calling him. I was just pacing the house and then just went to put my friend to bed and sleep. Oh, is that it? Oh, okay. And then just went to put my friend to bed and sleep. Okay. Wow. What the fuck? See, I kind of understand what he was thinking. You know, like, she's hitting me up to come hang out. You know, it's 1 a.m. Like, it kind of seems like a booty call situation to me, if I'm being honest with you. And the fact that you were kind of hitting him up in the way you were, it's like, how could he not think it was a booty call, if I'm being honest with you? That's my biggest thing. Like, how could he not think it was a booty call, if I'm being honest with you? Because it's like, dude, this has just booty call kind of written all over it, you know, or like casual hookup written all over it, you know. But at the same time, you were definitely in the wrong for calling, you know, this older dude. It's like, what are you doing, girl? You know, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you kind of, yeah, I don't know. I mean, my thing is, I'm glad you got out of the situation. You know, it didn't turn into a grape situation. But, you know, at the same time, it's like, damn, girl, you knew he was a shitty person. All your friends know he's a shitty person. And you still called him to come hang out at 1 a.m. And then you thought, you know, oh, he wasn't going to think it's a booty call? Like, come on, girl. Have a little more common sense, if I'm being honest with you. Like, what are you doing? I mean, I get it. You know, she's a young girl. She's going to make dumb decisions and mistakes and stuff like that. I get it. But it's like, like, after this, I hope you make some smarter decisions, and realize like, hey, if you ask a guy to hang out and it's fucking 1 a.m, yeah, he's going to think like, oh, she wants to fuck. Like, she's ready to go. She's ready for me to bust it open, and then you're over here like, no, I don't want that. And you're just like, the dude, is kind of just like, what the fuck then? Why did you even call me over here? Like, what, you wanted to hang out with me at 1 a.m? Like, the fuck we talking about here? So I get it. I get it. But, hopefully she makes some better decisions. God damn. Ay. All right. Let's get into our next one. I let a married guy fuck me. Oh, there we go. I don't know why my sound effects are being weird. I can still feel the warmth of his lips on mine as he slipped into me. It was a moment that would forever change my life, but at the time, I didn't realize how significant it was. I had just turned 19. And like many young women in this world, I was exploring my sexuality for the first time. I had always been curious about sex, but up until now, I had never actually done anything about it. That all changed when I met him at a party. He was tall and muscular with dark hair and piercing blue eyes that seemed to penetrate straight through me. God damn. We were introduced by a mutual friend, and within minutes we were deep in conversation, discussing everything from our favorite movies to our hopes and dreams for the future. Before I knew it, we were making out in the backyard, and then things took a turn for the more intimate. We retreated to his bedroom, where we continued to kiss and touch each other passionately. He undressed me slowly, taking off my clothes one piece at a time, while I watched him with hungry eyes. When he finally reached down and unzipped his pants, I couldn't help but gasp at the sight of his hard mushroom tip. Goddamn, girl. It was bigger than any boy I've ever seen before, and I felt both nervous and excited at the same time. But then something strange happened. As he began to move closer to me, I suddenly remembered that he was married. And not only was he married, but he had a child on the way. Oh my God. The thought of having an affair with someone who had a family was enough to make me feel guilty, but at the same time, I couldn't resist his advances. So instead of stopping, I decided to go along with it, hoping that maybe this could be a one-time thing that wouldn't cause too much harm. And so it began. We fucked like animals, our bodies moving together in perfect synchronization. I don't know what synchronodity is. Okay, it's synchronization. His hands roamed over every part of my body, leaving trails of desire in their wake. And as he thrust into me, I felt a sense of fulfillment that I had never experienced before. But even as I was enjoying myself, I couldn't shake the feeling that what we were doing was wrong. Afterwards, we lay there in silence, after a few moments catching our breaths and trying to process everything that had just happened. Finally, he rolled over onto the side and looked at me with a mix of emotions written all over his face. "I'm sorry," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. "This is going to sound crazy, but I don't know how else to say it. I think I've fallen in love with you." For a moment, I didn't know what to say. This was completely unexpected, and yet at the same time, it made complete sense because despite everything we were doing, I knew I cared about him deeply. So first off, he busts nuts in this girl, and he's just like, "Oh, I think I love you." The fuck? And you're married. And then all of a sudden she's just like, "Oh my God, I care about him so deeply." And this is the first time they've met, at this party, and we're introduced to each other. So, do you really love him, or are you just...
Stop the cap.
Like, what? Huh? Makes no sense. And so I did the only thing that seemed right at the time. I kissed him again, and then I got dressed and left. As I walked out the door, I knew that this would likely be the last time I ever saw him again. But then I tried to forget about him after that night. I could never quite erase the memory of his touch or the way he made me feel. And while I may have regretted some parts of that evening, I also know that it had been worth it, because sometimes, even when we know something is wrong, we can't help but do it anyway. But what you need to do, girl, is
Stop it. Get some help.
yeah, because my God, whoo, Coochie was so good. Got a married man out here talking about, I love you. I think I've fallen for you. This man is married, has a baby on the way. Did he already have a child, or let me see. Where was it at? Damn. Because I know she said he had a baby on the way, but I don't know if he already had a kid. Yeah. I'm trying to find to see, because like I said, I know she said he had a baby on the way, but did he already have a kid? Let's see. But okay, no. He was just married and had a kid on the way. Okay, so he was just married and had a kid on the way. But still, bruh, like, oh my God, dude, like, her coochie must have been that bomb where homeboy was just like, I'm willing to throw away this girl that I'm married to and is pregnant with my kid. I'm willing to throw it all away for you. Like, yo, that to me is wild. Damn, man. Her coochie was that good, bro? Like, sheesh. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think about that one, because, man, dude, that one is a little wild. I was like, and then she's over here like, oh, you know, I really care about him. And I'm just like, guys, this is the first time you guys have met. You know what I mean? Like, you guys literally met, you talked, you made out, you had sex, and then all of a sudden he's like, I'm in love with you. And then she's just like, you know what? I kind of feel that way too. And it's like, what are we doing here? God damn crazy. All right, on to the next. My girlfriend, female 42, had unprotected sex all summer after she broke up with me, male 50, and now she wants to date me again. Bro,
She belongs to the streets.
get the fuck out of here, man. How the hell you gonna have... She's gonna break up with you, go fuck all these dudes, and then think, oh yeah, I could just come back to you. Like, what? That's how it works? Nah, bro. Can I, 50 male, get over my girl, 42 female, dumping me so she could have unprotected sex with other men? We have been together for 9 years. At the start of summer, we had a disagreement, and she brought me it off. Okay. 3 weeks later, she was banging another guy and had unprotected sex with him all summer until they broke up. Now she wants to come back and says it was a very dark time for her and the relationship did not mean anything.
Stop the cap.
Come on, man. I am having problems just ignoring this and moving on. How can I forget what she did? By kicking her bitch ass to the curb and telling that girl, hey,
She belongs to the streets.
get out of here. You're done. No. Go find you another girl, bro, because I'm telling you, nothing is going to come from this relationship. Nothing is going to come from you going back with her. She's going to look at you as a fucking sucker, bro. She's going to be like, man, I could do whatever the fuck I want to do, and this guy is just going to take me back, and it doesn't matter. Like, she looks at you like a sucker, bro, if you take her back, because she knows that, oh, I can just leave him at any time, go have sex with other dudes, do my thing, you know what I mean? And then just come back to him because he's going to fucking accept it. You know what I mean? Because he's a bitch ass nigga. And that's what you are. You're a bitch ass nigga. And what you need to do is you need to kick that bitch and tell her,
She belongs to the streets.
and then get you another girl. That's what you need to do. You need to get you another girl, bro. I get it. You know, you male, you're 50, you know. Hopefully you got something that'll help you attract a girl, but I don't know. You know what I mean? I would hope that to a degree, maybe you have money or you have some kind of semblance of something attractive that a girl would want, maybe. I don't know. You know, like I said, I'm not 100% sure, but like I said, I feel like you can still get out there and you can get a girl. You know, like, fuck that bitch. You know what I mean? You can find you a girl even younger, you know, find a girl in her 30s or something, you know what I mean? And just be like, ha ha, what's up, nigga? You know, because she over here talking about it was a dark time in her life. Yeah, that dick was dark, all right, because she was fucking a nigga. That's what it was. She was out here night riding, bro. That was definitely a dark time in her life. She was night riding like a motherfucker, man. Yeah, shoot, that black motherfucker was just smacking them walls. He was just like, man. And it was going ape shit on her coochie, bro. Fuck out of here, man. Get out of here, bro. All right. My ex came back into my life and now I'm confused. Man, what the fuck? My ex of 5.5 years came back Friday to my house crying, asking for me to let him back. Yo, bitch ass nigga. The BU was in July. Oh, the breakup was in July. Okay. We had a really messy breakup. He crossed a boundary that wasn't acceptable to me. Names were thrown at me and he was very vindictive during the breakup. He did have a rebound for a few months when we were apart, but it was a long distance relationship because she's not physically here in the same city. I've been talking to him somewhat daily, but I just don't trust him right now. I also told him that I don't trust him. He seemed to be truthful when we talked. When I asked him questions and grilled him, he agreed to go to couples therapy and eliminate things that are thorns to me. But seems like it's all talk at the moment. He did break up with his rebound. When he came to see me, I'm unsure of what to do during the months apart. I did process my feelings in the relationship and decided to move on. I don't think he did. A part of me wanted to give him another chance, but a part of me feels like he's going to do the same thing again. Not really sure what to do. I wanted to talk to my therapist, but she's off until the new year. So you came to this shitty podcast. No, I was kidding. Oh, man. I mean, my biggest thing is give him a chance to at least prove himself. You know, look, I'm a big advocate for, you know, if you love somebody and you really want to be in a relationship with them, you know, and they agree to change, they agree to be different, you know, whatever the case may be, and they're making, I want to say, promises to change. Let them at least prove to you that those changes can happen and stay consistent. And you let them know that. You say, hey, look, man, if you can prove to me that you've changed and that you can actually, you know, stick to it, then okay, I got you. You know, this relationship can happen. But you give them the opportunity to prove it. And I would say I would be testing his ass for at least a year to a year and a half, because you got to understand, man, you know, they can't keep the mask on forever. And so, you know, after a while, you know, he's going to slip through the cracks and things are going to come out and so on and so forth, whatever the case may be. So my biggest thing is that what you need to do is give him the benefit of the doubt. Say, hey, look, this is what I need of you. If you can do these things and, you know, you can consistently do them and stay doing them, then cool, we're good, you know, and then give him the opportunity. And then if he fucks up, then now, you know, all right, cool, you fucked up, I'm out, peace and chicken grease, I gave you an opportunity and you fucked it, that was your fault, that was on you, goodbye. You know, it's as simple as that. It really is. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I'm a proponent for love, man. I say, look, you know, if the relationship is able to be saved, give it your all. You know what I mean? Take it to the very end, because I feel like a lot of people get out of relationships before really thinking it through. And then that's why they want to come back and they want to get back together. And they're like, oh no, I actually really love you, blah, 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 so on and so forth. You know what I mean? So it's a thing where it's like, what you need to do is take the relationship to the absolute end. You've tried everything. You've, given them the opportunity. You gave them that second chance, because I don't believe in third chances. Fuck that shit. I believe in second chances, and that's it. You get a second chance, and if you fuck that up, oh well, piece of chicken grease, you fucked it. That's on you. So my biggest thing is, what you can do is give him that second chance, and if he squanders it, hey, that's on him. So, that's how I see about that. Let me know what you think about it, though. Am I the asshole for telling my husband he's done with his friend? All right. My husband has a friend, Mark, who always needs something. Family time is consistently interrupted. There's been events missed because Mark always needs some sort of petty drama at the most inconvenient times. He's been my husband's best friend for years, but has struggled with unemployment and holding down a job. Mark grew up at a foster house near my husband, so my husband feels bad for him. During the birth of our most recent baby, Mark gets a DUI and was consistently on the phone trying to get my husband to help him. My husband left the hospital just a few hours out of my surgery to bail Mark out of jail. The thing is my mother-in-law has the same feeling about Mark as I do. She feels like Mark's crises are always convenient at family time. Mother-in-law was visiting us for Christmas, and in Christmas Eve, Mark said to his mom had a medical emergency and that the next flight was Christmas Day at 9 a.m. My husband agreed to take him because Ubers are expensive on Christmas. Because Ubers are expensive on Christmas was his excuse. There we go. So because of the distance to and from the airport, my husband left at 7 a.m. and didn't get back until 10 a.m. Damn. That nigga was driving for fucking 3 hours. My kids got up early and was enjoying their gifts from Santa. My mother-in-law and I fuming as we try to eat breakfast and let the kids do their thing. We already moved unwrapping and family gifts to Christmas Eve so we could do it as a family. This made it a hectic schedule because we already had other things scheduled. When my husband took that emergency call, my mother-in-law even called it out saying, I bet it was Mark having another crisis. So my husband came home at 10 a.m. and was 10 a.m. on Christmas was awkward from there because mother-in-law was angry. She told my husband it's now time to cut Mark out of the picture, that he does this stuff on purpose. I completely agree with my mother-in-law. The argument calculated to if we get a divorce, my mother-in-law will support me for suing for child support, saying my husband can go die broke with Mark. But the grandkids won't be lacking, and my mother-in-law told my husband I will get my fair share since I'm the third wheel in him and Mark's relationship. My husband is hurt because I didn't bother defending him while his mother said those things. I completely agree with her. What I told him. Oh, is what I told him. Okay. He's now upset staying at a hotel until his mom goes home in a few days or until we apologize because he couldn't help that Mark had an emergency. My mother-in-law is encouraging me to get a divorce and my parents are starting to feel the same. This situation is crazy and I don't know what to do at this point, but I feel like I shouldn't feel bad that my husband is staying at a hotel now instead of home with his mother and family over Christmas week. Fucking A. Now, I'm actually going to be on their side, if I'm being honest with you. Reason being is because a guy like that, he is only going to drag her husband down. Like this guy's a leech. He is. Because look at it like this, man. Yeah, you can fall on some hard times, most definitely. You can fall on some hard times. You can get into a tough position, and it's like, I understand it's hard out in the world, 100%. But at the same time, you have to understand that if you as the individual don't do anything to get out of those hard times, and you're just constantly leeching over and over again, and it's affecting, this man's family and all that, yeah, you need to get the fuck out of there. You cut him off, because all he's going to do is he's just going to drag you down, and he's going to hold you back from success. And, he's going to hold you and your family back. And you're going to lose your family. You're going to lose, your wife, your kids. You're going to, lose everything, if I'm being honest with you. And it's crazy because your mom is telling your wife to divorce you. That's the crazy thing about all of this, is that your mom is saying that. And so, for me, I would kind of look at it like, shit, my mom wouldn't be saying this, to be a vindictive bitch. You know what I mean? Like, if it was his wife, maybe. But his mom, she has, no benefit in, like, saying this kind of stuff. It's like, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like, your mom is going to fucking tell you how it is, whether it hurts your feelings or not, which W on moms, if I'm being honest with you. And I think he needs to kind of man up and fucking tell his little buddy, like, hey dude, you're done. Because yeah, that's fucking wild to me, man. You need to cut that dude off. You really do. You need to cut that dude off, focus on your success and your family, because that guy is going to suck you dry, bro, until you got nothing left. And then what is he going to do? He's just going to move on to the next person. That's a lot of times how these people are, and it sucks because you want to be nice and you want to help them, and that's your best friend and this and that. But it comes a point where you got to tell that nigga, hey, you're a bum, bro, and I can't keep fucking with you. You've done nothing to improve your life, and you're dragging me down with you. So I'm good, bro. No thanks. And you got to cut that guy off, man. Sadly, I think your mom and your wife and everybody are right. You need to cut him off, because that's just the way it goes. And it sucks, because I've had to do that with friends too, because they either don't want to be successful in life, or they just don't have a drive, or, they're just comfortable being a bum and an average person. Like, dude, there's so much out in this world that you could be doing and being successful at and all that, man, and you don't want to do it. You don't want to succeed in life. You don't want to be better, and so for me, I look at it like, shit, I want to do bigger and better things. It's why I do this podcast, and it's why I do it to the extent that I do it. And I think it's why I've found the success that I found in it, just because, I'm sitting there like, I'm not content. I'm always doing more, and I'm always being more and wanting more. And I think that, you should want that for yourself. But if you got people dragging you down, you got to cut those people out of your life, sadly, and I've had to do that, and it sucks. It's tough, but you know what I mean? It's just the way it goes. Yeah. All right. On to the next one. This will be our second to last. Am I the asshole for having sex with my husband at his parents' house? All right. I don't see anything wrong with that. I got that dry mouth. God damn. Okay. I am asking because I literally wouldn't in a million years think for a second what I did was bad. And if I had the smallest thought that it was wrong, I wouldn't have done it. But now even my husband is saying that maybe we did wrong. We arrived at my husband's parents' house yesterday, and his mother is nice most of the time. This morning we woke up at 9, which is usually late, and we were just enjoying being able to stay in bed. And I just made a throwaway comment about it was the last time we had sex on Monday morning. Oh, yeah, comment about when it was the last time we had sex on Monday morning. That made my husband go crazy, and one thing led to another. My husband's mother busted in on us, and she yelled and tumbled out. I wanted to die. The rest of the day, she wouldn't talk to or look at me. Yo, she was just like, babe, we haven't had sex on a Monday morning in a while. And he was like, say less, my penis is hard. And, they're making out, doing their thing. And then the mom busts in and is just like, oh my God, what the fuck are you guys doing? Goodbye. And, his wife's titties are all out, and, his dick is hanging out. And he's like, oh my God, my mom saw my wife's titties and my dick. Oh, shit. Oh my God. Okay, this is going to be a little juicy. Let's see. That made my husband go crazy, blah, blah, blah. I want to die. The rest of the day, she wouldn't talk to or look at me. No surprise there because I couldn't face her either. Then I heard her yelling and screaming at my husband, telling him we disrespected her. What the fuck? Other family members heard her yell and were wondering what's up, but I kept my mouth shut and pleaded ignorance. But I later found out that others found out what happened. We are hiding now out of embarrassment, but never did I think it was something you don't do at other people's homes. But she said it was a horrible thing to do and that my husband and I are disgusting assholes. My husband said that maybe we are. Why would she be so upset? What the fuck? Like, why is it weird that his son or that her son is having sex with his wife at her house? Why would that be a weird thing? Like, hello, don't you know I have sex with my wife? Don't you know I'm intimate with my girl? Like, you know what I mean? And the fact that you walked in, I get it. That's embarrassing. 100%. I get that. But at the same time, it's like, don't you know I have sex with my wife? Don't you know that you know what I mean? I'm intimate with my girl. Like, that's my thing. It's like, what is going on here? I don't understand her problem with it, or why she would deem it as disrespectful, or why she would think it's like, you know, not good, or whatever the case may be. It's like, why would that be disrespectful? Like, I'm having sex with it. Now, it'd be a different thing if, you know, say his girl and his mom were out and then, you know, he was smashing another girl, and now, okay, 100%. I'd be like, you disrespectful piece of shit on that one. But no, that's not what he was doing. He was having sex with his wife. It just happened to be in your house. Like, what the fuck? I just thought that was really weird. I don't. And why they would be like, oh, that's disrespectful. I get it. It would be embarrassing, 100%. It'd be definitely embarrassing. But it's not a thing where you make me feel like an asshole for it, or like I'm a bad person for having sex with my wife. Like, what the fuck? That's retarded. So, I don't know. That's how I feel about that. You guys let me know. That's weird as fuck to me. We got our last one. Got fired from the casino for my boyfriend's stupid jealousy. I worked as a croupier at a decent casino for 3 years. I probably said that wrong, but, you know, correct me if I'm wrong. It might have been like courier or courier or something. I don't know. She worked at a decent casino for 3 years. I would have worked even further if not for the case I'm writing about. Recently met a guy, began to meet, but he turned out to be a pathological jealous person, was against miniskirts, bright makeup, etc. I did not tell him about my work, but soon the devils brought him together with the company in our casino. He saw me and made a scandal about the miniskirt, which was part of my uniform, as well as all our girl crippers. Okay. I tried to explain that it was a mandatory uniform, but in response, I received a series of profanities, after which he was kicked out by security and I was fired in the morning. I'm shocked. Is it fair to fire a girl for her boyfriend's antics? Can a girl really be jealous because her uniform involves a miniskirt? I mean, no one's hitting on a casino. There's security protection. Oh, wow. I mean, that's kind of fucked up that they would fire her over his bullshit. Now, I understand if, like, she was yelling back at him and they were making a scene or whatever, you know, because that kind of looks bad on the, you know, casino staff and so on and so forth. And, you know, other people kind of look at that like, oh, you know, really? They be talking back like that? But I want to say that she probably took it, you know, because he was just like, wow, this is what you do and this is how you dress, you fucking slut, and and you didn't tell me that this is what you did, and blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? It was just one of those kind of bullshit things where it's like, dude, relax. You know what I mean? Like, fucking chill. You know, it's like, dude, relax, fucking chill. Like, I get it. it's a shitty situation, or you don't like the way it dresses, but I have to dress like this. It's not a choice for me, like this is my job. You know what I mean? And it's like, if you don't like it, then fucking be paying all my bills. But if you're not going to pay all my bills, then I got to do this job. And I think that's what a lot of guys don't understand. I get it in his perspective, where it's like he didn't know that that's what she did, and maybe if he would have known, he probably wouldn't have gotten involved with her. And that's why that was kind of something like on her end, where it's like, hey, you probably should have told homeboy, but you didn't. And that's okay, it's fine, it's not like it's bad or anything, but it's like, hey, you should have at least let him know. But yeah, I mean, I just think that's fucked up, the fact that they fired her because he wanted to be a loud piece of shit and, make a scene and everything. I just think that was over the top. That was too much. They should have, in that case, taken her side. Ay. And so, you know what I mean? I just definitely think that that's what they should have done. They should have took her side. Like, hey, I was the one getting fucking yelled at. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of fucked up, but hey, it is what it is. Hopefully she's doing better. Hopefully she found her a good job, because that fucking sucks, man. But that's going to go ahead and wrap up today's episode, man. Thank you guys so much for another great episode, man. This is our first Patreon episode of the new year. Let's go, baby. First Patreon episode of the new year, and guess what? Y'all niggas get it for free. All right, you get it for free. So, I will have this one up on audio platforms as well, so that way you guys can listen to it on audio. And if you do listen to it on audio, and you're like, "Ooh, this was a juicy little episode. I like this," and I get it on Friday, I'm going to go ahead and sign up for the Patreon. So if you want more episodes like this and you want an episode on Friday, patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast. Like I said, $3 a month. That's all I'm ever going to ask, man. It's $3 a month. You get an exclusive episode every Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario or a story to the show, and I'll have it featured on here. But yeah, man, I think that's going to be it for me. Yeah. And that's the end of the episode. Thank you guys so much, and peace.